सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। Page number 1, first paragraph, fourth line in the middle. Karmanascha ragadveshaspadattvat ragadveshayoscha निबन्धनत्वात् अध्यासस्य च अविचारितसिद्ध द्वैतवस्तु निमित्तत्वात् द्वैतस्य च शुक्तिकारजतादिवत् सर्वस्यापि स्वतःसिद्ध स्वतःसिद्धाद्वितीय आत्मानवबोध मात्र उपादानत्वात् अनवबोध मात्रोपादानत्वात् अव्यावृत्तिः अतः सर्वानर्थहेतुः आत्म अनवबोधः एव सुखस्य च अनागमापायिनः अपरतन्त्रस्य आत्मस्वभावत्वात् तस्य अनवबोधः पिधानम् Sureshwaracharya analyzing about the samsara karanam. Samsara means dukkha. Dukkha karanam kim? What is the cause of suffering of every human being in this world? This is Sureshwaracharya's thesis. Dukkha karanam is Advaita darshanam. Seeing the world, its duality as real, Advaita Satyatva darshanam eva dukkhasya karanam. Then he gave the parampara of this dukkha. In this above lines what we were seeing in the last class, first Advaita Satyatva darshanam leads to Shobhana Adhyasa. That Shobhana Ashobhana Adhyasa is favorable, unfavorable. Things are there in the world. That contention, superimposition. The person comes to the conclusion after seeing all objects, the plurality, and thinking they are real, and he or she develops one concept That is, this object gives me happiness, this object doesn't give me happiness. This is called adhyasa. What adhyasa? Shobhana, ashobhana adhyasa. Then this adhyasa leads to raga, dvesha. This adhyasa, superimposition, develops what? Attachment towards favorable objects and aversion towards unfavorable objects. Raga, dvesha. Then raga, dvesha, attachment and aversion leads to next karmani. Pravritti rupa karma or nivritti rupa karma. Person starts doing actions to get the favorable things out of attachment. Person wants to run away from those objects which are causing dvesha in him because of ashobhana adhyasa. So that karma he starts doing, going for or running away from. Either this or that. All people's action you can categorize into two groups. Either pravritti or nivritti. No other third group of activities. No other third group of activities. Either they are going for objects, running for those objects to get, or running away from those objects. This is called karma. Pravritti rupa, nivritti rupa karma. All of us are doing from morning to till night. Then this karma will not keep quiet. It produces results. Punya, papa, merits and demerits type of results. Punya, papa, karma. Phalam. Karma leads to phalam. Once phalam comes, that phala in what way it comes in? Deha sambandha. That phalam, punya, papa, mishrita phalam gives human birth. Kevala punyam gives devata janma. Kevala papam gives adho janma, krimi, kitaka, pasu, pakshyadi. We are all mixed. We are all mixed. Punya, papa, mixture we all. Manushya janma, deha. After getting this deha, our drama begins. What? In the form of physical pain and mental pain. Physical pain in the form of old age, disease and death. So inevitable for physical body, they are bound to be there. One type of pain, shariraka badha, pain, dukkham. Then mental pain, emotional problems also, they are all sitting in the head. Emotional problems, guilt, hurt. In the form of guilt and hurt, sorrow, fear, so many emotional problems. This is called samsara. Final outcome is what? Sharira janya dukkham. Physical level and mental level. Everyone is under the grip of this pain, and everyone wants to be free from that pain. Inevitable, unavoidable, physical, mental pain. Every living being want to run away, want to avoid. To avoid that, we struggle. That struggle is called pravritti. Why this struggle happening? Why all these 7 generations, they are all taking place, 7 factors, because of Atma Anavabodha, Atma Ajnanam. So Ajnanam does 2 jobs. Ajnanam, Atma Ajnanam, self-ignorance, does 2 jobs. What are those 2 jobs? One is Vikshepa, Another one is avarana. Vikshepa means projection. Avarana means concealing. Atma Ajnanam is figuratively called as Vikshepa Avarana Rupa Karyam Karoti. How Vikshepa Avarana, I'll give you example, then you understand what is Vikshepa, what is Avarana. Avarana leads to Vikshepa. Vikshepa causes sorrow. In semi-darkness, the rope is concealed. The rope is not evident as rope. That is called concealment. Rope is not available as rope. That is called avarana. That avarana of that snake, rope is not rope. I am not able to see because of semi-darkness. Mandha andhakara. Manda andhakara. Semi-darkness. Twilight. We call it as a twilight. Neither it is too bright nor too dark. If it is too bright, I can see rope as rope. If it is totally dark, also I don't see anything, no problem. But the problem rises when there is semi-darkness. That semi-darkness is the cause for the rise of that avarana. So rope is covered. Then what it does, the semi-darkness second job is, upon the rope, snake is projected. Snake projection is called Vikshepa Shakti. So avarana leads to Vikshepa. You have to focus on the example attentively. Swamini is talking about good old example, rope, snake and theriyone. If you are complacent, you are finished. You are finished means what? The Ashtanta you cannot grasp. That is why don't be complacent when I am giving the example. Deliberately, slowly I am focusing on the example to drive you to the Ashtanta. Please understand. Never allow your mind to go outside. The cat comes and make noise also. Don't allow your mind to go outside even though it is a known example. Known example, if you understand properly only, you can understand Dashtanta. Lot of adhibhautika tapani comes. Okay. You have to put up with them and focus. So what happens here? Avarana leads to Vikshepa. Rope Ajnanam leads to Sarpajnanam. This Sarpajnanam is Prama or Brahma. Prama or Brahma. Prama means right knowledge. Brahma means wrong knowledge. Bhranti. It is Brahma only. It is not right. Therefore, Brahma you have to remove. You have to put on light, switch on the light. That Brahma goes away. Exactly where you have to receive the knowledge, that prarabdha comes in the form of obstacle. How far you are going to focus your mind on the subject. So that's why you always say, I am dead to the world is dead to me when I am in Vedanta class. These are all only testing. Now, this adhyasa, superimposition of snake upon the rope, happened because of semi-darkness. Semi-darkness leads to avarana. That avarana leads to vikshepa. In example, same way, come to the Ashtanga. Atma Ajnanam, Atma Anavabodhaha, or Atma Ajnanam. What happens? It covers your Ananda Swarupam. Aham Ananda Swarupaha. I am Ananda Swarupa, Atma Swarupam, we do not know, it is covered. And Vikshepa comes because of this Avarana. I do not know who am I exactly. Once I do not know I am Turiya Atma, Chaitanya Atma, Bhuma, Aham Brahma Asmi. If I do not know, that Avarana leads to Vikshepa. What is that Vikshepa? I take myself as the body-mind complex, which I am not really. Because of missing my real nature, Ananda Swarupam, Aham, I mistook myself. I have missed my Ananda Swarupam. I have taken myself as something else, that is Dehaha. Aham Grihasthaha. Aham Bharatiyaha. Aham Brahmanaha. Aham Kshatriyaha. Iti Vikshepa Jnanam Janayati. So, Avarana, concealment, as it were, really speaking, Atma cannot be covered. Non-availability of my real nature is called concealment. See, to conceal something, another important logic. To conceal something, suppose this clip is concealed by my hand. My hand has to be bigger than the clip. Then only it can conceal. Sometimes we put the blanket in the night, no, which is not sufficient. It will not come up to foot. So we are pulling down there because it is short. If you take a big blanket, it can cover our whole body. In the winter season happens that we take not full length of that blanket, it cannot cover our body. That means what? Always that which is covering must be bigger than the covered. Correct? Are you getting the point? The covering one is always must be bigger than covered. Avarana, that which is concealing something, it must be bigger than that which it is concealing. Is it not? So the blanket should be bigger than our body. Then it can conceal. Naturally, that is the logic. Now, this Atma is concealed, you are telling Avarana, Atma is concealed because of that Vikshepa has taken place. Vikshepa is what? Just as one rope is missed as rope, some people look at it as snake, some people look at it as garland, some people look at it as water stream, some people look at it as a stick. Different people take it as differently. Like that, here also, some people take oneself as Mana Atmavadi. Some people take Dehatmavadis as Atma. Some people take Buddhi as Atma, Buddhyatmavadi. Some people take Prana as Atma, Pranatmavadi. Vikshepas are many. Once you miss the truth, one truth. How can this Atma is covered? Whatever is covering, that ignorance is covering. Is that ignorance is bigger than this Atma? The question must come. Is this ignorance is bigger than Atma to cover? No. It cannot be bigger than Atma. Because Atma is infinite, all-pervading, Sarvagataha. How Sarvagata Atma is concealed, covered. My Ananda Swarupa is concealed, covered. How it has concealed? Does it mean Atma is so small? No. Covering is not literally covering. Veiling or concealing is not really concealing or really covering. Then what do you mean by Avarana? Avarana means non-availability of that object as it is. Non-availability. Here that is called Avarana. Atma Sukhaswarupam, non-availability. I am Atma, Ananda Swarupaha, na alpe sukhamasti, aham purnaha, aham sukhaswarupaha. Ananda Atma Swarupam is not limited, it is not finite, it is infinite. It cannot be covered. But figuratively we call it as covered avarana because it is not available. Our Ananda Swarupa is not available for us. Instead of keeping gloomy face, we are keeping gloomy face. I am gloomy. I am substratum of this world. How can I be gloomy? Because Ananda Swarupa is not available for me. That is why it is as good as saying covering, avarana. Please understand. Purapakshi asked this question. How Atma can be covered? Because Atma is infinite, we are telling Atma is veiled or covered by Ajnanam, we are telling how and we have to explain this way. It is not really covered, it cannot be covered. It cannot be veiled. Real avarana is not there. Non-availability of Ananda Swarupam, which is my nature, is called as good as avaranam. Once that avaranam takes place, Ananda Swarupaha, Sukha Swarupaham, what is opposite to Sukha Swarupam? Dukkha Swarupam. Aham Dehaha. What type of Deha? Which has got death, which has got disease, which has got old age. Therefore, aham vyadhigrastaha, aham vruddhaha, aham janana marana yuktavan, I have got birth and death. All these are superimpositions. Vikshepa Shakti, this is called Vikshepa. So, Ajnanam does two jobs, Avarana and Vikshepa. Until now, Visveshwaracharya analyzed that Vikshepa Shakti of Ajnanam. Shobhana, Shobhanadhyasa, Raga, Dvesha, Punya, Papa, Karma. I have got Sanchita Karma, I have got this dosha, Rahu dosha, Puja dosha, Yenanamo dosha, Sheni dosha, Elinati Sheni dosha. குழந்தை பிறந்த உடனே இவனுக்கு 7 நாள் சனி எப்போ வருமோ பாப்பார் தாத்தா. So these are all projections because of avarana. When ajnana leads to many errors, agrahanam leads to anyadha grahanam. Possible. This is about vikshepa. All 7 generations are vikshepa history. Now, avarana, veiling our Ananda Swarupam, Sukha Swarupam, is talking about that. Now, looking to that word, Karmanascha, Raga, Dvesha, all that description is over. Raga, Dvesha, Shobhana, Shobhanadhyasa, Raga, Dvesha, Punya, Papa, Karma, and Karma Phalam, and Janma, Deha, Sambandha. Ataha, therefore, Sarvanartha hetuhu atma anavabodhaha. All these errors, mistakes. Right answer for one sum, for mathematics class, that one answer. How many answers are there for one sum? Sum enna theriyuma? Spelling correct ah potukonu. SUM sum. In the sum, how many right answers are there? 40 students are there in the class, 40 answers. No, only one answer. But 39 wrong answers are possible. Yesterday we saw Pakhanda Mataha, Mimamsakaha, so many errors. 39 wrong answers are possible, right answer is only one. Even that one person also goes wrong, teacher must be correct. Right answer is there. Like that, here also we have mistaken ourselves as Jiva, This is world, Swami, Bhagavan sitting up above, and our superimpositions are galore, uncountable. We have done sufficiently that job so strongly, even Guru talks hours together, years together, decades together. Aadamal, asayamal, appadiye ajnanathil urangi. We are sleeping in ajnana slumber. Sureshwaracharya want to wake up everyone. Like that lion, once it wakes up from the sleep, it moves its body, whole become alert. Like that, Sureshwaracharya want to make every student alert. May you all understand that Vikshepa, all these 7 generations are types of Vikshepa because of one avarana, that is not knowing your Sukha Swarupa, Pidhanam. Pidhanam, it is covered. This is called avarana. Pidhanam word is used, shows that now he is talking about avarana. How that avarana? The sentence I added, Sarvanartha hetuhu atma anabhava bodhaha eva. Atma ajnanam alone is the cause for all sorrows. Having said that, now he is talking how this atma ajnanam covers sukhasya cha anagama payanaha. This sentence I was explaining in the last class. What is really covered? Sukhasya cha. Anagama payanaha sukhasya cha. Very, very important word. And Ananda, Atmananda is that which does not have arrival and departure. Anagama Payi means which is free from arrival and departure. That's called Bimbananda, original Ananda. Anagama Payinaha, Nityanandaha, eternal Ananda, Swarupam Aham, Apara Tantrasya. It is not depending upon any other extra conditions. Whatever Ananda you are getting, I gave one talk about happiness analysis in one of my Guru Puja talks. See, happiness analysis done by our Acharyas based on our Upanishad teaching, Taittiriya Ananda Mimamsa. Our ignorance is this. We are thinking the object is giving Ananda to me. My mind is enjoying Ananda. Now, first mistake number 1. My mind has acquired Ananda because of so and so. So, mistake number 1. I have attained Ananda. I got Ananda. Mistake number 1. Mistake number 2 is this object is making me happy. Mistake number 2. Who says? Shastra says. But we are not able to swallow this. That is right only. My mind has got Ananda. Now that Ananda has come from my putra, my putri, my griha, my car. This is only correct. Shastra says this is 100% wrong. 100% wrong. Eppadi enna? Ippadi enna eppadi? Object doesn't have Ananda at all. Number 1. Object, any object, either person or object, doesn't have Ananda to give you in your mind to Ananda to rise from that object. If it is there, it can come. Hai hi nahi Hindi. Okay. It is not there at all. In object, it is not there. Ananda, how it can come? You are thinking wrongly. Object doesn't have Ananda to give. Therefore, your mind can never get Ananda from that object. This is Shastra's conclusion. But now question is, how come I am getting Ananda? When my son comes from abroad, I get Ananda. When I eat chocolate, I get Ananda. Shastra says that object has got a capacity to generate Shanta Vritti in your mind. This is the secret. You are thinking that object is giving. When you see your son or daughter, that son or daughter create a Shanta Vritti in your mind. Your mind becomes so calm, peaceful because of that Shanta Vritti generated by that object. Once you see that object, Shanta Vritti comes. Once the Shanta Vritti is generated, Atmananda reflects in that mind which has got Shanta Vritti. Bimbananda, original Ananda, reflect in that Shanta Manaha, Sattvika Manaha. This we do not know. Atmananda alone is reflecting in that mind which is relaxed, calm, quiet, because the favorable object you have superimposed on that object, you are thinking it is coming from that object. This is reflected in the mind. In that mind, and this mind thinks Ananda is coming from that object. But object did what? It has created Shanta Vritti. In that Shanta Vritti, in the Bimbananda, Atmananda reflects. This Atmananda reflects, and you think that Ananda is coming from that object. For that, there is a nice shloka, Shastra gives somewhere, one Acharya, our Acharya's quote, Asare Sukha Samsare. In that, in this world, full of asara. Asara means sara rahitam. Sukha samsare. People think there is a sukha. Samsaram or minsaram. So I don't want to translate, you know that. Asare sukha samsare. Where there is no sukha, people think there is a sukha. Sukha bhranti manishinam. There is a bhranti. There is a sukha, there is a sukha. That deer is so thirsty, thinking, seeing that mirage water and going for that water. There is water, water, water. This is one example. In this shloka, the example is Asare Sukha Samsare Sukha Bhranti Manishinam. Asare Khalu Samsare Sukha Bhranti Manishinam. How? Lalapana Ivangushte Balanam Sthana Vibhramad. Stanya Vibhramad. Balanam Stanya Vibhramad. The child, when the month's baby puts the thumb inside the mouth and baby thinking that I am drinking mother's milk. Lalapana Angushthaiva. Lalapana, that baby thinking I am drinking mother's milk. But it is sucking its own thumb. When it is sucking, the saliva is secreted. The secreted saliva, it swallows. And thinking, I am getting lot of milk from my mother. Lalapana Angushthaiva. For what? Balanam Stanya Vibhramad. Balanam Stanya Vibhramad. Thinking, I am drinking from mother's breast. Baby thinks. The example nice. We are seeing many babies. You try to pull the hand, none of you can change that baby to drop that finger. Some children put 2 fingers, some children put a thumb, some children had different habits. Lalapana. Same we are also babies like. Thinking that Ananda is coming from this anatma, worldly objects. Vibhrama is there. Where? Asare khalu samsare. Sukha bhranti manishinam. Thinking also they are intelligent. You know, I have lot of property, land, plots and flats. Oh, you are so intelligent. I think Manish, he is very intelligent person. Sukha vibhramadana. Really that is not sukha. It's more dukkha. The more you have property, more dukkha. Like that baby thinks. Where from our ananda is coming really? Not from any object. Object cannot give ananda. If at all it gives ananda, it should give all the time. But it is not giving like that. The same object, one time it gives ananda, another time it is not giving ananda. For one person it is giving ananda, for another person it is not giving ananda. Swamiji tells it is like a piracy. You know piracy? Before the CD release, these people get all false CDs and pirate. You know, they sell those piracy CDs to original producer. This is the worst piracy. Doing this piracy is wrong. And selling that CDs outside to the public before the original producer selling, this person is getting lot of money. Original producer is in loss. This is one type of piracy. Another worst form of piracy is what? These people who are doing this piracy job bring that CD and sells to the producer. Original producer who produced the original CD, he sells to them. How much piracy it is. Same thing happening. Ananda is coming from Atmananda. Ananda is reflecting in the mind. And this person is thinking Ananda is coming from the object. And this you are telling, giving credit to that. And telling to this, you know where from I am getting Ananda. So and so on. அவன் எனக்கிட்டே சொல்கிறான், என்னுடைய ஆத்மானந்தம் கடன் வாங்கி பிரதிபிம்பானந்தமாக ஆகி அந்த பிரதிபிம்பானந்தம் ஐ ஆம் திங்கிங் இட் இஸ் கம்மிங் ஃப்ரம் த ஆப்ஜெக்ட். எவ்வளோ அக்கிரமம் நடக்கிறது பாருங்க. எங்கே? வெளியில் இல்லை, இங்கே நம்ம ஆத்மானந்தத்தில். பிரதிபிம்ப ஆனந்தம், how can it come without original ananda, bimbananda? Why we are committing this mistake? Lack of Shastra study. Therefore you all must study my NAISHKARMYASIDDHI. Sureshwaracharya asking. What I said in the previous class to previous class? May you all have ignorance of ignorance. You remember that statement? All people have ignorance of their own self-ignorance. எனக்கு ஆத்ம அஜ்ஞானம் இருக்குன்னு எனக்கு தெரியாது. அந்த தெரியாமல் இருக்கிறது. He who knows not and knows not, he knows not. You remember that statement? Okay. அதுதான் ப்ராப்ளம். Therefore, please understand avarada atmananda sukasya. What type of sukha? Paratantra. It is not depending upon external object. It is your own ananda. It is coming out and reflecting outside. Aparatantrasya. Tantra means dependence. Aparatantra means not depending upon any paravastu. Atmananda, real ananda, the pratibimbananda is a reflection of original ananda. Therefore, aparatantrasya. How this atma has got this ananda? Atma swabhavatvat. The sukha swarupam is atma swabhavam. It's nature. Why salt is salt? Salty. Why salt is salty? Why fire is hot? Fire is hot because fire is hot. Why salt is salty? Salt is salt because it is salt. Where is this Atmananda, Bimbananda, original Ananda? Ananda is Atma, Atma is Ananda. Where is that Ananda? Atmananda. You are. You are that Ananda Swarupam. When you say Tattvamasi, Lakshyartha, you. Therefore, look into the word Atma Swabhavatva, that sentence what we have added, which is missing there. Atma Swabhavatva tasya Atma Sukhatmanaha Anavabodhaha Pidhanam, that is covered. I know I am there, but I do not know I am Ananda Swarupa. நான் இல்லைன்னு தெரியலன்னா கோமால இருந்தா no problem. But we all have that consciousness. I am conscious of. But I do not know that I am Ananda Swarupa. This is called covered. My Ananda Swarupa is covered as it were, as though. Then what? Up to here we saw in the last class. Idhanam. Tasmat. Next word we have to read after Pidhan. Ataha tasya atyanta uchittam. Where to find out? Where is that sentence now? After giving long lecture, now I have to search. You have to count the lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ninth line. You got it? Ataha tasya atyanta uchittam asesha purushartha parisamaptihi. Ataha, therefore, because of this Vikshepa Shakti and Avarana Shakti, there is a necessity of knowing our own nature. Tasya atyanta uchittihi. Tasya means vikshepasya, avaranasya. Both are born out of ajnana. Tasya means ajnanasya. Atyanta uchittihi. You should not cut the branches. You have to uproot. Suppose you remove this raga dvesha, you remove shobhana, shobhanadhyasa. Suppose you remove punya papa karma, problem is not solved. That is called cutting branches like. For all this, what is the root cause? What is the root cause? Atma anavabodhaha. So Atma jnanam is required. Atma ajnanam you have to uproot. That's what he says. Atyanta means go to the root cause. Don't try to see the serial when you are sad. Why is sadness coming? Question. By seeing serial, you are temporarily suppressing your grief. See the serial. No, I don't want to say not to see. You see the serial, but don't think that I am peaceful, happy when I see the serial. How long? Half an hour comes in that in advertisements only. How long you are happy? So we are like changing the weight from this shoulder to this shoulder. You have changed your burden from one shoulder to another shoulder. But burden is burden. All temporary, ephemeral remedies we are searching for. That is unintelligent way of searching for remedies. Shastra says, Sureshwaracharya says, uproot the ignorance, which is the cause, main cause, Mula Vidya. Uchittau. Atyanta Uchittau means that Atma Ajnana Uchittau. Then what happened? Asesha Purushartha Parisamaptihi. All these Purusharthas goals, there is no further accomplishment I have to accomplish. Purnata, like our puri, until it becomes bulge, it will go on moving. Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. Even moksha sake also I need not work for. When I remove my ignorance. Because moksha is my swarupam. I need not get it. That is called parisamapti. You get fulfillment. That is purnata. That purnatvam, getting purnatvam is not getting, but recognizing aham purna atma swarupam. I am complete, infinite, eternal, Ananda Swarupa Atma. I need not get moksha, I need not get punya, I need not get entertainment from outside, I need not fulfill any desires. Akamaha aptakamaha aham. Nothing is there. Prajahati yada kama sarvan partha manogatan. Such me, how can I miss? He says, Purushartha Parisamapti. That is the culmination of Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha, Purushartha. All Purusharthas are accomplished. As good as accomplished. Eka Vijnanena Sarva Vijnanam Bhavati. No atrupti, no dukkha, no bandha. Anando Brahma. Who is that Brahman? Ananda Brahman mela kila paaka kudadu. Akkam pakkam adhasthat, purasthat, dakshinatah, uttaratah. Inga vaaka. Naneda. Nan means not ahankar. Miserable housewife, householder cannot be adhishtanam of this universe. I am Brahman. Parisamaptihi. Ajnana nivrittescha. Samyak jnana swarupa labhamatra. Hetutvat tadupadanam. Slowly I am going sentence by sentence. Because Sureshwaracharya taking lot of effort to put present in front of us, diagnose this problem where it lies. Please, all of you know how you have to recognize this problem. Now you have recognized Vikshepa, Avarana because of Anavabodha. Now what I have to do? You have to remove Ajnanam. How? Ajnana nivrittescha. Remove Ajnana. Switch on, put on the light, you can see the rope as rope. Similarly, since Atma Ajnanam is the cause, remove Atma Ajnanam. Where is Atma Ajnanam? Whoever is having Atma Ajnanam, that person has to remove Atma Ajnanam. If you have physics ignorance, so Ashraya and Vishaya and Jnanam also should be same. Means what? You have physics ignorance. You have to get what knowledge? Physics knowledge. Where is the physics ignorance? In your own mind. So you only have to get Ashraya also same. You only has to get the physics knowledge, not your son or daughter or some other. My brother get knowledge, physics knowledge, I get knowledge. No. Wherever ignorance there in whose intellect, that intellect only should get. Samana Ashraya, Samana Vishaya. I have got physics ignorance, therefore I study chemistry book. Adepadi. Samana Vishayaka. And the Vishayam only I have. Samana Ashraya, Samana Vishayaka. Jnanam also, physics Ajnanam and the physics Jnanam. Sangeeta Ajnanam and the Sangeeta Jnanam. Yedo Ajnanathik, Yedo Jnanam and the Atma Ajnanam can be removed by Atma Jnana. Atma Ajnanam can be removed by Atma Jnanam, not by Dhyanam. No. People are doing meditation to remove Atma. First of all, they do not know they have Atma Jnana. They want to see Atma. Who am I? Who am I? Soham, Soham, Soham. And the Soham, why enna andarimo? Apram Shogam, Shogam. Enna Hakara, Gakara, Zim. Mahesh, Magesh. Kakara become Gakara. Gakara become Kakara. Shokam. Which avada. So, not Dhyanam, but Jnanam. Samana Ashraya, Samana Vishaya, Samana Ashraya means Buddhi, our Buddhi. In my Buddhi only. If I am hungry, I have to eat, not someone else. Like that. Those are all hidden here. He says, Ajnana nivrittescha samyak jnana swarupa labha matra hetutvad. What is the hetu? to remove this ignorance. Only one hetu, one cause, that is ajnana nivrittihi. Ajnana nivrittihi eva. How you remove? Swarupa labha matra. The rise of or the arrival of right knowledge. Upadanam. May you take to that. May you resort to. Upadanam means may you resort to a right knowledge to remove the wrong knowledge. May you resort to that some right knowledge, Atma Jnanam, to remove Atma Ajnanam. Then what? Aseshanartha hetutvat Atma anavabodha vishayasya cha anagamika pratyakshadi laukika pramana avishayatvat vedantagama vakyadeva samyak darshanam samyak jnanam ataha asesha vedanta sara sangraha prakaranam ataha asesha vedanta sara sangraha prakaranam idam arabhyate. One sentence I said, two sentences I read. Okay. Asesha anartha hetutvat atma anavabodha. Since Atma Ajnanam is the cause for all problems, all, not one or two, all problems. Anartha hetutvat sarva. Asesha means sarva, all. Anartha hetutvat atma anavabodha. What I have to do? Anavabodha vishayasya cha anagamika pratyakshadi laukika pramanam avishayatvat. Very important. This Atma Jnanam cannot be attained through pratyaksha, anumana, upamana, arthapatti, anupalabdhi, pramana dwara. By any pramanam other than Shastra pramanam, you can never know about Atma. Don't waste your time. Vedanta Vakyad eva. He says, Vedanta Agama Vakyad eva. That Agama means Veda. In that Veda also Upanishad Bhaga, Veda Anta Bhaga. Upanishad Bhaga alone. Karma Kanda is there, Upasana Kanda is there. Don't waste your time and energy in that. Practice Karma Yoga and Upasana Yoga and say goodbye and come to Vedanta. Vedanta Vakya Deva Samyak Jnanam. This Karma and Upasana keeps you in Dvaitam only, again pulls you back to Dvaitam only. If you overuse it, if you use it and mature, refine and come intelligently, grow gracefully and come out of them, you are intelligent person. But 99.999% of people go and get stuck. Some people won't go. Karma Yoga and Upasana Yoga. Some people won't go, some people go and get stuck. Then who will come and Bhagavan Gita Sorry, Vedanta Vakyad eva. Not Anagamika Pratyakshadi Laukika Pramana. Anagamika means that which is not Agama. That which is Laukika Pramana. Many people are there, 99% of people are talking about Anagama, not Veda, Upanishad. Even who are talking about Upanishad also, they are presenting wrongly. Yesterday we saw Paramparyena, and there are people who are not at all coming to the right interpretation. In spite of taking Agama, what to talk of Anagamika Pramana? Pratyaksha, Anumana, Upamana, Arthapatti, Pramanas are all. Your eyes cannot give right report about Atma. They cannot enter the Atma field. So, first we have to develop the most important one is Guru Vedanta Vakyeshu Vishwasaha Shraddha. Vedanta class is primary for me. If it is there, you will get moksha. If it is not there, you can never get moksha. Who says? Nanille, Sureshwaracharya. Says Vedanta Agama Vakyadeva Samyak Darshanam. Otherwise, Asamyak Darshananda. Vishishtadvaitam, Dvaita philosophy, different philosophies other than Advaita, all of them are having Asamyak Darshanam, not having Samyak Darshanam. It's not so easy to get into Advaita Vasana Pumsam. Janma Janma Punyam is required. So what we don't know also first we should know. What are all mistakes we are committing? Wasting time. Many people are wasting time in Anatma Vishaya. After coming to Vedanta also, many people spend their time in Tarka or Vyakaranam or in Mimamsa or in other Shastras they spend time. They never focus on Mahavakya. Unfortunate thing, because of their high knowledge. And then over knowledge is also dangerous. Over intelligence, over scholarship obstructs us. Vedantanam bahutvat anekataha. Samshayanam bahutvatah. Lot of problems are there. It is not so easy. Guru Kripa, Shastra Kripa, Ishvara Kripa, 3 are required. Otherwise, it won't take much time to miss the train. How many minutes required to miss the train? Half an hour. 1 minute enough. 1 minute enough. Like that, one person I told you, one blind person went to King's palace. And after seeing king, and he got some things from king because he is a blind person, and he put in his bag and he is coming out. He wants to go out of the palace now. And he is asking, where is that exit gate? And soldier said, that is the exit gate, you go. And how to go? And you go and touch the wall, where the door comes, you go out. Then this blind person slowly touching the wall and going. Wherever door comes exactly, there he scratches his back. And he walks. Then again wall comes. Door went away. Again he is go on walking. Again door comes another place. Again he is scratching at the back. When he will go out? Adi madri, all Ananta Shastra is scratching at the back. Wasting our time for so many anatma, aparavidya. Why people are wasting it? Because not getting Shraddha in this Mahavakya problem. Therefore what? Now look into that. Laukika pramana avishayatvat. It is not the Vishayam subject matter of Laukika pramana. Dhyana, Japa, Mantra, Tapa, Vratas, so many Yajna, Shama, Dhamma, all these sadhanas, they are not the pramana. Dhyanam is not the pramanam to give Atma Jnanam. Apramanatvat, Avishayatvat. Atma is not the subject matter of Pratyaksha Vishaya. Atma is not the subject Vishaya of Anumana Vishaya. Atma is not the subject Vishaya of Upamana, Arthapatti, Anupalabdhi, any pramana for that matter. Then Vishaya of what? Only Veda is talking about Atma Vishaya. Veda Pramanam. And the Veda Pramanam is the one who is teaching. I have to study systematically. Veda Pramanam is there. I have to study systematically. He says, Vedanta Agama Vakyadeva Samyak Darshanam Ataha. Therefore, Asesha Vedanta Sara Sangraham Prakaranam Idam Arabhyate. I am going to write what? NAISHKARMYASIDDHI Grandhaha. Sureshwaracharya says, Asesha Vedanta Sara Sangraham. My NAISHKARMYASIDDHI is the essence of all entire Vedanta. Dasha Upanishads, 108 Upanishads. This is the Sara. You don't miss anything if you study NAISHKARMYASIDDHI. It is as good as studying all Vedas. Rigveda, Yajurveda, Samaveda, Atharvana Veda. You can say, I am Chaturveda. How? Because I have studied NAISHKARMYASIDDHI. Eppadi alla. Sarva Vedanta Saram, Prakarana Grantha. I have done. So I am starting for all of you. Arabhyate. Tatra abhilashitartha prachanaya prakaranartha sutranaya cha ayam adhyaha shlokaha. Adi padikilla. Adi next week padikkom. Okay. So Arabhyate, up to there we have read. So I will finish this also. Tatra abhilashitartha prachayaya prakaranartha samsutranaya cha ayam adhyaha shlokaha chayam adhyaha idhar chai kada cha ayam adhyaha. This is the first shloka, Mangala shloka I am going to write for what? For Vigna Nivaranartha, so that everyone can study well and understand this teaching. For that sake I am starting from first shloka onwards up to 6th shloka. He is going to talk about that introduction to Mangala shloka and how this Vedanta, he puts the whole teaching in one Mangala shloka. Whole Vedanta he brings in one Mangala shloka. That is the greatness of Sureshwaracharya. That shloka we will see in the next class, and these 2 lines also, word to word meaning, I will give in the next class. Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadai Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari